Today we're talking about Bray Wyatt. I just thought, since he's passed away 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago in August, I thought I'd do it now. Obviously he did make quite a big character in The Fiend, and I just want to go into him because I think he deserves a lot of recognition that he doesn't really get much anymore. So let's get into that. So he was a American professional wrestler, and he was known for his 10 years in WWE from 2009 to 2021, and again from 2022 to until his death, 2023. He's a third generation wrestler, following his footsteps of his grandfather Blackjack Mulligan and his father Mike Rotunda, and his uncle Barry and Kendall Windham. His younger brother Taylor Rotunda also worked for WWE on 2 separate tenures under the ring names Bodis and Uncle Howdy alongside his brother. He held the FCW Tag Team Championships twice while in the Territory FCW. He wrestled under various ring names between 2008 and 2012 in FCW, and he wrestled on WWE's main roster between 2010 and 2011 as a member of the Nexus under the ring name Husky Harris. After returning to WWE's developmental, which had been changed to NXT, he was repackaged as Bray Wyatt. Portrayed as the villainous leader of the Belgian elite cult called the Wyatt family, he returned to the main roster alongside Luke Harper and Eric Rowan in 2013 and became the one-time WWE champion and two-time Universal champion, one-time SmackDown Tag Team champion, and one-time Raw Tag Team champion. After his hiatus in August 2018 to April 2019, he returned with a split personality gimmick, which saw him switch between two characters: Mr. Roger-esque children TV host name Bray Wyatt and grotesque monster resembling Clown the Fiend. He was released in July 2021, returned at the Shumbles event in October 2022 with a new character that claims to be his real life self. So he gradually reincorporated his previous personalities in addition to the new ones. In what would become the only televised match to his return, he defeated LA Knight in the 23 Royal Rumble in January. He took a medical hiatus February due to COVID-19 infection, and he would die from a heart attack in August at the age of 36. So he was born in Brooksville, Florida on May 23rd, 1987. His younger brother Taylor is also a wrestler who's employed with WWE on 2 different tenures. He attended Hernando High School, where he won the state wrestling championship at 275 pounds. In 2005, the year of his graduation, he also played football and defensive tackle and guard. He played for the College of the Sequoias for 2 seasons, earning second-term All-American honors, the sophomore offensive guard at the California Junior College. He earned a football scholarship at Troy University, where he played college football for 2 years. He left Troy with 27 credit hours, short of earning his bachelor degree after deciding to become a professional wrestler. So, he made his debut in a dark match in February 5th, 2009, episode of FCW. He worked under the name Alex Redondo and Duke Redondo. In 2009, he began teaming with his brother, Bo Redondo, winning the Tag Team Championships. He joined NXT in 2010 with WWE show where a developmental wrestler named Wookie was paired with a WWE wrestler called Pro under the name Husky Harris with Cody Rhodes as his Pro. He was eliminated from the competition on August 17th, and Harris reappeared in the season finale of NXT with the other eliminated rookies and joined in the attack of the winner, Cabal. While on NXT, Redondo continued wrestling in FCW while retaining the Husky Harris screen name. September 2010, Harris began a feud with Percy Watson while he attacked Watson while teaming with him in a tag team match, which led to Watson being pinned for loss. When Harris and Watson faced off in a match, they were both counted out as he brawled out the arena, which led to a no disqualification match that he had lost. The feud ended in October with Harris defeating Watson in a lumberjack match. I've changed masks now because I was struggling to breathe in the other one. So In Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, disguised Harrison Michael McCullough interfered in a match between John Cena and Wade Barrett. And helped Barrett win, forcing Cena to join Barrett's faction, the Nexus, per the pre-match stipulation, becoming members of the Nexus weeks later. He worked as a member of the Nexus, including when CM Punk became the new leader of the stable, until January 31st episode of Raw, when Harris was written off television after Randy Orton punted him in the head. Following the punt by Randy Orton, he returned to FCW and adopted the gimmick of hockey mask wearing Axel McGilligan, but the character never made it to the television. And Rotundo continued to play the Husky Harris character on TV. Harris became embroiled in his brother Bo's feud with Lucky Cannon and Damien Sandow. The two brothers later teamed up to defeat both Cannon and Sandow. Later, Harris voiced the displeasure of Bo's relationship with Aksana, and when Bo suffered a legit injury, his title was vacated. The tournament set up the tournament to determine the new champion, during which Harris defeated Big E to make it to the final. Fatal four-way match against Dean Ambrose, Leo Kruger, and Damien Sandow, which he lost after Richie Steamboat formed a super kick on Harris instead. Despite Aksana managing Steamboat to get Steamboat to attack Harris again, he still won the triple threat match against Ambrose and Sandow, earning a match for the FCW Florida Heavyweight Championship against Kruger, which Harris lost when he was distracted by Steamboat's interference once again. As a result, Harris and Steamboat began feuding, which in their first match ended in a no contest. Kruger later defeated the pair in a triple threat match to retain the title. However, Harris defeated Steamboat in a no-hold-bars match. After the pair continued to frequently attack each other while they were suspended for 30 days, upon their return, Harris defeated Steamboat in a bull rope match to end their feud. Harris and Bo Rotundo defeated Brad Maddox and Ely Cottonwood to win the vacant tag team championships for the second time. They successfully defended the tag team championships against Anthony Cesaro and Alexander Rusev, but lost the championships to Corey Graves and Jake Carter. In 2012, Rotunda was packaged as Bray Wyatt, who initially showed himself with Ely Cottonwood in FCW. When WWE rebranded FCW into NXT, he debuted and rebooted NXT taping in Full Sail's University, where he was defeated by Aiden English. Wyatt suffered a torn pectoral muscle and required surgery. Despite the injury, Wyatt continued to appear on NXT, founding a faction called the Wyatt Family, and in November with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. Stable won the NXT Tag Team Championships when Rowan and Harper and Rowan defeated Adrian Neville and Oliver Gray. WWE aired vignettes promoting the upcoming debut of the Wyatt Family on Raw. Vignettes showed the Wyatt family backwards origins, and Rowan wearing a sheep mask. Wyatt's first feud was with Kane, defeating him in a Ring of Fire match at SummerSlam, which he won following interference from Harper and Rowan. Wyatt also defeated Kofi Kingston at Battleground. Harper and Rowan lost to CM Punk and Daniel Bryan at Survivor Series. The Wyatt family defeated Bryan in a handicap match at TLC. Bryan defeated Harper and Rowan in a gauntlet match, so he could face Wyatt, and they interfered for disqualification and attacked him until Bryan gave up and joined the group. Wyatt punished Bryan after they failed to find success, leading Bryan to attacking other members of the Wyatt family. On an episode of Raw, signal him departing the group. At the Royal Rumble, Wyatt defeated Bryan, and later the Wyatt family attacked Cena afterwards. The Wyatt family attacked Bryan, Cena, and Sheamus during the Elimination Chamber qualifying match against the Shield, meaning Bryan's team won by disqualification. The Shield lost the chance to enter the Elimination Chamber match. Elimination Chamber, the Wyatt defeated the Shield. They later interfered the match, which caused Cena to be eliminated. After the Elimination Chamber match, Wyatt feuded with Cena wanting to prove that his heroics act. Facade characteristics, this is era of lies, while also trying to turn Cena into a monster. Wyatt was defeated by Cena at WrestleMania. The feud continued to Extreme Rules, where Wyatt defeated Cena in a Steel Cage match, but was defeated in the third match, the Last Man Standing, at Payback. Wyatt and Cena met again in the Money in the Bank in 2014, wrestling a multi-man ladder match for the vacant WWE World Heavyweight Championship, which Cena won. The Wyatt family attacked the returning Chris Jericho, which led to matches between Wyatt and Jericho at Battleground, which Jericho won, and at SummerSlam, where Wyatt won. The rematch was about Harper and Rowan being banned from ringside. The feud with Jericho ended on Raw when Wyatt won a steel cage match, escaping by the cage. Beginning on September 29th, vignettes were shown of Wyatt setting Harper and Rowan free, returning alone at Hell in a Cell. The match event between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins costing Ambrose the match. In the following weeks, Wyatt taunted Ambrose, offering to fix him like he had done with Harper and Rowan. On Survivor Series, Wyatt defeated Ambrose by disqualification after Ambrose used a steel chair to attack Wyatt. At TLC table ladder and chairs, Wyatt defeated Ambrose in a table ladders and chairs match. Wyatt once again defeated Ambrose. The feud accumulated at an ambulance match, which Wyatt won. At the Royal Rumble, Wyatt competed in the Royal Rumble match at number 5, lasting almost 47 minutes, eliminating 6 other contestants, while being eliminated by Big Show and Kane. Following the Royal Rumble, Wyatt began a series of cryptic promos referring to himself as the new face of fear. Wyatt emerged from a casket. There we go. Challenging The Undertaker at WrestleMania 31, which The Undertaker accepted, but Wyatt was unsuccessful in defeating The Undertaker. Wyatt defeated the Ryback at Payback. Money in the Bank. Wyatt interfered in the Money in the Bank ladder match to attack Roman Reigns, and was close to retrieving the briefcase at Battleground. Wyatt defeated Reigns and helped former Wyatt family member Luke Harper reforming the team. Wyatt and Harper lost to Reigns and Ambrose. Following night from Raw, Wyatt introduced the new Wyatt family member named Braun Strowman, who attacked Ambrose and Reigns. At Night Champions, the Wyatt family defeated Reigns, Ambrose, and Jericho. Wyatt lost to Reigns in a Hell in a Cell match to end their feud. Later that night, the Wyatt family attacked The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match to end their feud. Later that night, the Wyatt family with Brock Lesnar and carried him backstage, reuniting the feud. Wyatt was confronted by a former rival Kane, who attacked the Wyatts and was attacked by the Wyatts and carried backstage. The Brothers of Destruction returned and attacked the Wyatt family. The Wyatt and Harper lost to the Brothers of Destruction. At TLC, the Wyatt family defeated Team ECW in an 8-man tag match. Wyatt and Luke Harper lost to Brock Lesnar at Roadblock in a handicap match at WrestleMania 32. The Wyatt family confronted The Rock, who defeated Rowan in 6 seconds. The Wyatts were fended off by John Cena and The Rock. The Wyatt family attacked the League of Nations, starting an unexplained feud between the two factions, showing them the signs of a face turn. During a match of Reigns against Reigns at a live event in Italy, Wyatt suffered an injury in his right calf, was pulled off the European tour. His injury permanently ended the feud. The Wyatt family returned in starting a feud with The New Day, who interrupted the Wyatt during their return speech, reverting them back to heels. The New Day confronted the Wyatt family at their compound before the Wyatts defeated them at Battleground in a 6-man tag match. In 2016 WWE Draft, Wyatt and Rowan were drafted to SmackDown. Braun Strowman was drafted to Raw. Wyatt walked away from Rowan after he lost the match against Dean Ambrose, leaving Rowan's sheet mask on Wyatt's rocking chair. Wyatt confronted Randy Orton, who he called damage, and challenged him to a match at Backlash, which Orton accepted. At Backlash, Wyatt attacked Orton before winning by forfeit. Wyatt then faced Kane at a no-holds-barred match, which he lost when Orton interfered. Orton challenged Wyatt to another match at No Mercy, which he accepted and won by the help of returning Harper. Orton interfered on Wyatt's behalf in his match against Kane and joined the Wyatt family. At Survivor Series, Wyatt and Orton were the sole survivors of the Team SmackDown in a traditional 5-on-5 elimination match. After Orton saved Wyatt from a spear from Roman Reigns, the pair began focusing on stopping the momentum of American Alpha and the bigger degree capturing the SmackDown tag team champions, defeating them in a match to become the number one contenders. At TLC, Wyatt all retained they won the championships against Heath Slater and Rhino, marking the Wyatt's first title in WWE. Wyatt all retained the titles against former champions on an episode of SmackDown Live. Orton, Luke Harper lost the titles to American Alpha in the Four Corners elimination tag match. This started dissent between Harper and Orton, who faced each other. Orton won, leading to Wyatt delivering Sister Abigail to Harper, exiling him from the group. Wyatt entered the Royal Rumble match number 21, lasting until the final three. Wyatt and Orton cooperated against Roman Reigns, who eventually eliminated Wyatt, but then was eliminated himself by Orton. They therefore won the match and the title match at WrestleMania. Elimination Chamber, Wyatt won the WWE Championship by defeating John Cena, AJ Styles, and Miz, Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin in an Elimination Chamber match. This is the first singles title won Wyatt's wrestling career and his first world title in his career. This raised the possibility of Orton challenging his teammate Wyatt after Wyatt successfully defended the WWE Championship in a triple threat match involving John Cena and AJ Styles. Orton pledged their allegiance to Wyatt and refused to face him at WrestleMania 33. However, this was revealed to be a ruse, as Orton destroyed the Wyatt family compound, including Sister Abigail's grave, 2 weeks later, defeated Wyatt for the title at WrestleMania 33, ending Wyatt's reign at 49 days. Wyatt moved to Raw, but the Raw brand as part of the Superstar Shake-Up, and his title rematch at Payback. Build the House of Horrors match was changed to a non-title match. Wyatt defeated Orton after being cut by Jinder Mahal, ending their feud. At Extreme Rules, Wyatt failed to become the number one contender for the Universal Championship in a Fatal 5-Way match won by Samoa Joe after Seth Rollins unveiled on the cover of WWE 2K2018. Wyatt targeted him to defeat him both at Great Balls of Fire and again on the following Raw. Wyatt then began a feud with Finn Balor, resulting in the match between the two at SummerSlam, which Balor won under his Demon King persona. Wyatt again lost to Balor at No Mercy on September 24th. They were set to have their third match at TLC, but Wyatt was unable to compete due to an illness concern and was replaced by AJ Styles, bringing the feud between Wyatt and Balor to a quiet end. Wyatt returned on November episode of Raw, facing Jason Jordan in a loosened effort. He began a feud with Matt Hardy, resulting in Marty's broken gimmick re-emerging. 2 fought on the Raw 25 years, which Wyatt won. Wyatt entered the Royal Rumble at number 8 but failed to win after Wyatt and Hardy eliminated each other at the same time. Elimination Chamber, Wyatt lost to Hardy. After losing to Hardy in the Ultimate Deletion in an Ultimate Deletion match, Wyatt then was pushed into the Lake of Reincarnation, where he disappeared. At WrestleMania 34, he returned as face after he interfered in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, helping Hardy win. They formed a team and won the Raw Tag Team Championships, the Greatest Royal Rumble, defeating Cesaro and Sheamus. They lost the titles to the B Team in their first pay-per-view title defense at Extreme Rules. They invoked their rematch clause against B Team but were unsuccessful. Soon after, Hardy took time off to heal his injuries, disbanding the team. The reason WWE disbanded the team was because they grew tired of both pitching several ideas for their characters. Wyatt would go on a temporary disappear from WWE programming in August. In April 2019, anomalous vignettes began airing across WWE programming, depicting a sinister buzzard puppet, a witch doll, and other toys. Later that month, Wyatt appeared in a pre-recorded segment of the host of the surreal and eccentric children's program, The Firefly Funhouse, sporting different hair and shorter beard with a leaner physique. The segments featured aforementioned puppets called Mercy the Buzzard, an inspiration for Wyatt's previous gimmick, Wailing Mercy, and Abby the Witch, the Rambling Rabbit, and Huskus the Pig Boy, introduced later, as well as one of the Mr. McMahon that occasionally appeared and humorously featured McMahon's characteristic gritty deep voice. During the initial segment, Wyatt destroyed the cardboard cutout of his own self with a chainsaw, and cheerily telling viewers that all they had to do for him is light the weight and was to let him in, indicating the full transition from his old persona. The Firefly Funhouse segments became more sinister, with one featuring Wyatt painting a picture of asbestos to suppress feelings, which was a painting of the Wyatt family compound burnt with his sister Abigail inside, a reference to WrestleMania 33, feud with Randy Orton. Another featured him having a picnic with expressionless kids, while the other revealed Wyatt was able to control his darkness. He then appeared in more sinister clothing, a dynamic mask resembling an evil clown, which I have here. Did have it on the start of the video, but I couldn't breathe in it, so I kind of had to get rid of it and put this on instead. But this is what it looked like. And this was called The Fiend and was to protect us. The Fiend attacked rival Finn Balor with his sister Abigail, established herself as a heel. At SummerSlam, The Fiend defeated Balor. Over the next several weeks, The Fiend attacked several Hall of Famers in legends including Kurt Angle, Jerry Lawler, Kane, and Mick Foley, adopting Foley's finishing maneuver, the Mandible Claw. The Fiend then began a feud with then Universal Champion Seth Rollins by attacking him. At Clash of Champions at Hell in a Cell, they faced each other in a Hell in a Cell match, but the match ended in referee stoppage after the Fiend was buried in several weapons and hit with a sledgehammer by Rollins. Despite the match ending, the Fiend rose as officials checked on him and chased down Rollins, and again incapacitated him with the Mandible Claw. This finish was noteworthy for the response from fans in attendance who booed loudly and chanted negatively. After he was drafted to SmackDown during the 2019 draft, The Fiend defeated Rollins at Crown Jewels in a Falls Count Anywhere match to win the Universal Championship. The title success was transferred to SmackDown due to Wyatt being a member of the brand. I'll have to change again because that one was covering mouth, so it's finding it difficult again to breathe. But where were we? So after his title victory, he introduced two new belt designs, first one of which was the Firefly Funhouse character held the blue strap version to signify his move to SmackDown, while the other one was a costume belt for the Fiend. The latter design had featured his face in the middle of the centre plate on a black and red worn leather strap, while his phrases "hurt, heal, and let me in" on the strap, the words "me" begin represented by the Fiend's face. Wyatt retained the title against Daniel Bryan at Survivor Series after Bryan accepted a rematch on the following SmackDown. The Fiend attacked Bryan and ripped out his hair, with Bryan absent the following week. Wyatt started a short feud with The Miz, culminating in a non-title match at TLC, where Wyatt was wrestling for the first time in his Firefly Funhouse character, defeated The Miz. After the match, Bryan, with a balls cut on a short beard, made his return to attack Wyatt at the Royal Rumble. The Fiend defeated Bryan in a strap match to end their feud. The Hall of Famer Goldberg challenged The Fiend for the Universal Championship on a screen interview, which was scheduled for the Super Showdown event, where the Fiend character suffered a first loss to Goldberg in his reign at 118 days. The Fiend confronted a returning John Cena and challenged him to WrestleMania 36. Cena accepted a rematch from their 2014 WrestleMania match. On the second night of the event, rather than the traditional wrestling match, the two faced off in a surreal trip through history moments from Wyatt's and Cena's history that were played out. The Fiend ultimately defeated Cena in the end, making Wyatt Wyatt's first and only WrestleMania victory. Wyatt challenged Braun Strowman, the new Universal Champion, who won that title at WrestleMania. The title was scheduled between the two at Money in the Bank, which Wyatt lost. He returned to Firefly Funhouse segment, introducing his original Eater of Worlds gimmick, reinstating their rivalry. At the horror show at Extreme Rules, Wyatt defeated Strowman in a non-title cinematic match called the Swamp Fight. The Fiend attacked Alexa Bliss, who Strowman had affection for. 2 weeks later, after Strowman attacked Bliss with a gorilla press slam to antagonize the Fiend, the lights went out. The Fiend appeared in the ring with Strowman's place, seeming to help Bliss. Strowman then appeared on the big screen where he and the Fiend were laughing together. At that year's SummerSlam, the Fiend defeated Strowman to win the Universal Championship for the second time. After the match, they both attacked the returning Roman Reigns. The Fiend defended the title against Strowman and Reigns, a triple threat match which he lost after Reigns pinned Strowman to win the title after his second title reign at 7 days. In September, his ring name was officially shortened to The Fiend, indicating a complete transition into formerly perceived Wyatt's alter ego. The Fiend returned and attacked Kevin Owens after Owens extended his hand to Alexa Bliss, which he took and smirked and then disappeared. The Fiend had his first match on SmackDown the following week, defeating Owens. As part of the 2020 draft in October, The Fiend was drafted to the Raw brand soon as he revived his old feud with Randy Orton at TLC. Orton defeated The Fiend at Firefly Inferno match before lighting his body on fire at Fastlane. The Fiend returned as a tweener supporting charred skin and a singed melted cloths. He attacked Owens with his sister Abigail during the intergender match with Alexa Bliss, allowing Bliss to win. Another match between The Fiend and Orton was scheduled for WrestleMania 37. On the second consecutive night, The Fiend returned and regenerated back to his old pre-burnt look. However, Bliss appeared during the match and black liquid was then poured down her face, distracting The Fiend and allowing Orton to win with an RKO. After a brief stare down, The Fiend and Bliss, the lights went out and the pair disappeared. Bliss declared that she was no longer needed him, and the Wyatt's cheery Firefly Funhouse persona returned, stating that he was looking forward to a fresh start. This marked Wyatt's final appearance in this stint with WWE as he was released, ending his 12-year tenure with the company. In September 2022, they began playing a cappella version of White Rabbit by Jefferson's Airplane at live events during the commercial breaks televised shows. While QR codes were also hidden in various locations on Raw and SmackDown, each code led to websites containing injury minigames and riddles, alluding to Wyatt's return and is seamlessly connected to upcoming Extreme Rules event. At the closure of the event, Wyatt's return was to WWE as a face, accompanied by live-action versions of the Firefly Funhouse characters as new masks, revealing that himself as the person behind the White Rabbit teasers. Wyatt's return included the masked character Uncle Howdy, who was traded by his real-life brother, previously known as Bo Dallas. At Raw is XXX. The 30th anniversary of Raw, which I think that's meant to say is Raw, is War. I mean, Wyatt interrupted LA Knight's segment with The Undertaker, in which The Undertaker seemingly gave Wyatt's approval to, in what many was passing the torch moment. At the 2023 Royal Rumble, Wyatt defeated Knight and ended up beginning the Wyatt's last television match. After his feud with Knight, Wyatt began a storyline with Bobby Lashley heading to WrestleMania 39, but he quietly disappeared from television before the event, and his storyline with Lashley was cancelled. On February 17th, 2023, on SmackDown, Wyatt and Howdy lay out Hit Row, followed by Wyatt challenging the winner Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, which took place at Elimination Chamber in February, to a match at WrestleMania 39, which would be Wyatt's final ever appearance in WWE. Reports later indicated that his sudden disappearance was due to Wyatt dealing with real-life illness. On August 19th, 5 days before his eventual death, it was reported that Wyatt was closing in a return after spending most of the time in February battling a life-threatening illness. While Rotunda's character's work has been widely praised, the in-ring booking of his characters received criticism. Dave Meltzer said that although the Funhouse Fiend character rotation was fantastic, he was a genius as a performer. It did not make matches great. In particular, his Hell in a Cell match against Seth Rollins was universally panned by fans and critics due to the horrid booking ending that saw the match being stopped by a referee. Despite the Hell in a Cell matches usually ending via pin or submission, some commentators stated that the match was detrimental to The Fiend. The match was named the worst match of the year by readers. It was also voted Gooker Award winner for the Gooker Award winner for the year on WrestleCap. Additionally, various critics opinionated that Wyatt's constant losses were harmful to his persona and mystique. So yeah, we're going to get into his personal life a bit. So he was married to Sam Lipix in 2012. They had 2 daughters and born 2010 and 2013. But they filed for divorce in 2017. Rotunda and then WWE announced that JoJo Offman reported to be dating during this time. They later had a son called Nash Six Rotunda, whose godfather was Braun Strowman, and a daughter later that year, the entire Yvonne Rotunda. They were engaged from 2022 until his death in August 2023. He died from a heart attack in his sleep in his home at the age of 36. His death was announced by CCO Triple H following the phone call he had received from Mike Rotunda informing him of the news. Rotunda had been dealing with an disclosed illness since February, supposedly life-threatening. Just days before his death, it was published stating that he was making progress in his recovery. Shortly after his death, it was revealed that his illness was due to a COVID-19 infection, which he exacerbated a pre-existing heart condition. He had been hospitalised for heart issues just 1 week before his death and advised to wear a special vest containing a self-activating defibrillator. At the time of his death, he was not wearing the vest, which police found in his car. Loads of people did a load of memorials for him because obviously he was clearly very well loved and liked. Fans obviously were, because I was one of them who was devastated by the fact that he died, because I generally thought that his Bray Wyatt, the Fiend persona was amazing. I thought it could have gotten a lot better if he was booked properly, and obviously he's going to be missed from now, like forever. Obviously he's not talked about much anymore. Bo Dallas obviously tried to keep him alive. Howdy's been, I think he's still released. I'm not sure if he's ever come back. I haven't really checked. But yeah, I thought I'd do him just because I'd done some stuff on my TikTok about him, and I thought, why not do a video on him since he's almost 3 years. He would 24th of August this year would be 3 years since he died, and obviously I wanted to do something about someone I really liked as a performer. Tell me your opinions on him.